Welcome to Mission to Inspire, where we share life experiences in our careers, personal lives, society, culture, religion, finance, family, and much more. Meet your host, Shola Ajabadi, as she takes you on a ride to fuel your inspiration.
Right, okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So we all know how to contact Katharina now. She's giving us our website address, our social media handle, and also I'll be posting that in the description as well. So you see that as well, so that you'll be able to contact her. Anyway, the next question that I want to ask you is, I was actually going through your website, and by the way, your website is really great. There's so much information on there about this topic that we're discussing today: sustainable living, climate change, and that sort of thing. There was one article I read which was really interesting and really intrigued me, and I just thought, I'm going to ask you this question today. And where you said the cost of staying exactly where we are right now for one day or even 1 hour, the cost of it. What is the cost of it? Please elaborate.
I mean, it basically means visualizing or thinking about what would happen or what your life will look like if everything stays the same. Okay. And how, in contrast, it could look like or will look like if you change something. Because you see the natural human brain, like the natural inclination of humans, the human brain is to avoid pain and seek pleasure. This is our evolutionary programming. So that means that our brain will be moving away, shying away from everything that is uncomfortable, because uncomfortable or discomfort means, being potentially dangerous, or it could hurt physically, or just be something that we don't want to be dealing with. So this is whereas seeking pleasure means that we are, as a species, programmed to be in our comfort zone. It's actually part of our evolutionary setup to be couch potatoes and watch Netflix rather than going out there and doing something about a problem that we have as humans, because that is difficult. That could be unsuccessful, there could be disappointment, there could be hurt, there could be so what that means is that the sort of the impulse to change for most people comes when the pain of staying where they are is bigger than the pain associated, or they believe they will have after they've changed. So, for example, the pain of staying on your couch and eating ice cream, watching Netflix, might become bigger than the pain to get up and do some exercise and get out there once you've hit the 400-pound mark, because then it's detrimental for your health. You can't breathe anymore, there are physical symptoms. So this is why for many people change is so difficult, because they feel comfortable where they are. They've never really thought about doing anything else, and they've never really thought about what is it costing them to stay sitting on the couch watching Netflix until it's too late, let's say. And I just want to, with this article, I just wanted to, let's say, awaken people to the idea that we keep brushing our problems and issues that we are currently having under the rug and stay where we are, where it's sort of, let's say, 80% comfortable, but we have this 20% of, just things that we actually don't like. But we haven't thought about what this could cost us, or how our life might evolve to the better and to the sort of unthinkably good if we change something. And we haven't considered the cost of just, staying where we are, because where we are is probably in most cases, like the way we are living today is in most cases a repetition of our past. Like we tend to repeat our past because that's something that we know. This is comfortable. It's familiar. It's comfortable. So it's like our comfort zone gets repeated over and over and over again. But that also means that we're not evolving. We're not changing. Nothing gets better as well. It just stays this mediocre, sort of bearable, but not really amazing or beautiful life that we have. And to get out of that, maybe there is some sort of discomfort associated of, you know, taking the step, getting out there, taking the example of, you know, the person sitting on the sofa eating the ice cream. It will be hard to, you know, find a gym and, you know, overcome the mental blocks to, you know, start exercising and, you know, having people watch you exercise that are already, you know, at like the goal weight that you want to be, and they are watching you, you know, being this fat blob. And, you know, sort of, I mean, sorry, I don't want to shame anyone who is experiencing that, but just saying, you know, so there will be this initial discomfort of starting on this journey, but it will get easier over time. And once this new you is the new normal, and that's when this has become your new comfort zone of doing things in a different way. So again, I just want to let's say alerting people or making them aware of what is associated as a current and future cost with leaving everything as is. And I mean, you can apply that, of course, to your personal life in terms of what you want to achieve, your goals and all of that. But I mean, also specifically with the, like, coming back to the topic of climate change, like what is the cost of continuing living like we are now? It's probably going to be a dead planet in a few hundred years from now without humans being able to live on it, or any other like living species for that matter. So the cost of staying where we are and doing everything like we are now is not going to be payable for us. So we need to change something, and it will be hard to change, but the rewards that we are going to be having, our survival of other animals that we are depending on even without knowing it, this is worth it. So, you know, it really balances out the difficulty in making the change.
Wow, that's very true. Honestly, it's very true. We need to start the change. It starts with us. It's just very true. I will just say, guys, you need to get to Katharina, honestly.
Exactly.
Because as you said, it starts with us. Everything starts with our mindsets, to be honest. So if we want to do it, we don't want to do it. It's something we have to process in our brain, in our conscious. And then, you know, before we then think about it, how we're going to do it, how we're going to implement it. And
totally.
Yeah. And when I was going through your website, I was just thinking that, wow, climate change, living sustainably is a very vast topic. It's not something as small as I thought it was, because I thought it was just about, you know, making sure that you throw things away appropriately, switch off the lights, you know, things in the environment. But it is wider than that. It is vast. It is huge. It is bigger. From when I was reading your articles. So what I'll say is people should just contact you anyway, because they need to know more about this. And it's just not about climate now. From our discussion today, it's not about climate. It's about us as well, living sustainably within ourselves, among our families, among our community.
Exactly.
We can bring that change on board and impact that change on people around us. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
What are the pros and cons of sustainable living?
Well, I mean, I mentioned already the pros. It's you know, it actually is better for our personal health physical health as well. You know, it's better for the planet. Of course, it saves resources. It's regenerative. It's it's leading us to have these lighter and less destroying lifestyles that you know are more aligned with nature and all of these things. Honestly, I can't really think of a plan. It might seem at first glance that it is more expensive to do, but I don't think that's true. I think that is a common misconception that people have, that it is too expensive to do. And I mean, just look at the example of the United States. You know, with the Inflation Reduction Act, there have been so many tax cuts. There is actually cash money being thrown at people literally now for, you know, installing heat pumps, for, you know, converting their car into maybe an electric vehicle, things like that. So it, you know, I think this misconception that living sustainably is expensive or too expensive for most people, I think it really is worth questioning, because there has been so much going on also from like a political government systemic level to change that. And I really want to encourage people to you know look at this again. Maybe today, maybe it was true that it was too expensive like 5 years ago, but today maybe it's not anymore. So I really want to encourage people to reconsider.
Thank you so much. But that is so true, because we save, and then wherever we save, wherever we can save, we then use it in another area that will benefit us, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like the example you gave earlier on, when you would go out over the weekend with your friends, you know, to shop and things like that. Now you don't do that anymore. So you save that. But then I'm sure you're spending more on living sustainably in terms of what you eat, what you wear, your environment.
No, actually, I don't. I mean,
really?
I just eat, I mean, I just eat more quality food, which may be more expensive in and of itself. But, you know, for example, I eat less meat. I'm vegetarian. So, you know, I'm saving on meat, which is one of the most expensive foods as well. So, you know, it really kind of is like a shift of what you are paying for, really. And in fact, the money that I used to be spending on clothes, I'm now donating that on a monthly basis to environmental organizations, or to organizations that, for example, there is one company in Switzerland that sucks CO2 out of the air and mineralizes that underneath the surface of the earth into basically coal, if you want. So they're doing the reverse process of digging up coal and burning it. They kind of, so I'm paying for that from my own money, because it's important to me. And you know, this type of funds that I freed up because of my lifestyle change, I'm now able to contribute that in a much more useful and productive way to the solution of this problem, really.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that. Any inspirational advice for our viewers out there?
I think the most inspiring thing that I've read recently is a quote that I've forgotten by whom, or maybe it wasn't even said like that, and I've kind of transformed it into my own, is that we don't need a few people who do things perfectly in terms of climate action, sustainable living, all of those. We don't need a few of those. We need millions of people doing the best they can. And it's not important to be perfect. It's important that we do something. And every single thing that every single one of us can do will be better than not doing anything at all. Because not doing anything at all, giving up, not even starting, is the one single thing that is guaranteed to not help. So that is really what I want to leave people with. It is not too late. It's only too late if you believe it is. It's not too late. There is something that you can do. I guarantee that it's going to be most probably much easier, much cheaper, and much less impactful on your personal lifestyle than you are now thinking. I've also seen this time and time again that, you know, people are spending so much time and energy on the wrong things, or maybe not the wrong things, but sort of, you know, things that are really difficult and hard to do, when there are other things that are much more effective for your carbon footprint reduction that can be, you know, done in like maybe a few minutes and then you're set for life. Yeah. Things like switching your bank or switching your energy supplier, things like that. Mm. And yeah, so there is something that every single one of us can do. And it's, as I said, it's not important to be perfect. It's more important to get started. And from starting, you can then evolve and get better and better once you've realized that your life will actually be so much better for it.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Thank you for sharing. I've actually benefited a lot.
Thank you. I'm happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And everyone, there it is. You've heard how we can live sustainably on this planet Earth that we are.
Yeah.
But if you need any more information regarding that, Katharine's website address, I'll put that in the description anyway.
Perfect.
It shows the description, so you'll be able to contact her or read about everything she said today, her article, and even the free, was it a free ebook that is on there?
It's a free guide and a free monthly coaching masterclass. Yeah.
Yeah, that you can get on our website as well. And our social media handle will be on the description as well, so you can contact her. Thank you so much, Katharine. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Shola. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And bye, everybody. And thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you for joining us today on Mission to Inspire. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Like, comment, leave a message. Let's stay connected. Let's jointly inspire the world.